Hi everybody, and welcome back for a special installment of my watch blog, probably the last one of 2017. And I've got a really appropriate watch for this day, which is Christmas Day 2017. Here where I am right now, it's about minus 27 degrees Celsius. Of course, that's in Canada. Where else would it be? But great watch for a cold day. If we were going to go out exploring, definitely would want this on my wrist. Maybe as I freeze to death. But what we've got here today is the Rolex Explorer 2 reference 16570. This is a watch that has a lot of history and sometimes is a little bit overlooked in the Rolex lineup or Rolex heritage. But believe it or not, it was a watch that was produced for over 20 years between 1989 and 2011. So if you can imagine how many 16570s are out there, that's quite amazing. And as we take a closer look at this watch, you can see why it endured for so many years. Now this particular one has a nice story behind it. I always like it when a specific watch has a cool story or something neat about it. This one here is what we would call a transitional Explorer 2 16570. So just before they introduced the new 6-digit Explorer 2 in 2011, they made, for about 3 years, as far as I can tell, 16570s with the newer 3186 movement. And this particular one has that movement inside. The cool thing about this, not only is it the transitional 3186 movement, but as you notice, it has no holes on the lugs, which is indicative of a transitional model, but also no engraving on the inner ring. As far as I can tell, most transitional 16570s had the inner ring engraved. So this means this was a relatively early transitional Explorer 2, which makes it kind of cool, I think. So let's get into the watch. The Explorer 2 really is one of the most tool watch Rolexes you can buy. You see this really nice bright white dial. There's a lot of space there. This is a 40 millimeter watch. Now, Rolex transitioned this watch to 42 millimeters with the latest version. I don't know why they really needed to do that. You've got tons of space on the dial, which makes the watch look big and bright and bold on the wrist, easy to read. Definitely don't have any problem reading the hands and indices with those nice gloss black surrounds on them. The Loom is very bright. I've seen it at night on this. It's just one of those watches that makes a lot of sense as a tool watch. Of course, you got the date with the magnifier there, and this nice brushed bezel with the 24-hour markings. On the new Explorer 2, they've transitioned this GMT hand to a really bright orange, a little bit chunkier looking retro look hand, which makes sense. It makes the watch a little bit more fun. This is definitely the 16570, a no nonsense Rolex, and it does fly under the radar a little bit as far as Rolexes go. Feels light on the wrist. It's a Rolex, so it's still substantial. Got a nice raised sapphire crystal there, strong case back, but it's lighter on the wrist than some of the 6-digit references that I've had the pleasure of wearing. Of course, old style bracelet. I really the thing I like about the bracelet is they stamped it here to make the clasp look like the links. Kind of a nice touch there, but definitely doesn't have the solid feel of the newer bracelets. This is definitely where Rolex has improved undeniably, is in terms of their bracelet construction. You can see the holes in the clasp there for adjustment. There's no easy micro adjustment on this watch. But bracelet aside, still very much a pleasant watch to wear. It's easy, sits nice on the wrist. It actually sits a little bit lower than a Submariner, so it can slip under your shirt cuff a little easier, but still definitely a proud, standing tall Rolex watch there. I definitely think that it's most at home with a pair of jeans and a sweater, especially on a cozy winter day like this. But I have worn it with a suit, and it definitely goes just fine with a more business casual look, probably open collar, no tie look. I do also, I've spent some time with it on this NATO strap here, the black and gray one. Shout out to the Hodinky shop for that. You can see some pictures of the watch on this NATO strap on my Instagram as well. And it definitely looks very sharp, brings out the tool watch. If there was a watch I can think of that was recently released that sort of embodies the spirit of the 16570, it's probably the Tudor black base steel. You get a lot of brushed steel on that watch, just like you do here. Just a little bit of polished elements, you know, on the sides of the lugs there. But really, all business, all explorer, all the time here with this watch. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed watching this watch video. I hope to see you for more reviews in 2018. All of you have a great and happy new year. Thanks for watching.